My boyfriend took hundreds of modeling photos of me without my knowledge, then used them to list me on a sugar baby website he created behind my back. When I confronted him, he smiled and said, "I'm just not threatened by other men anymore. Isn't that healthier?" I stayed silent. That was 3 months ago. This morning, he was standing outside my apartment in tears, screaming, "You'll always be mine." For 2 years, my boyfriend was the type of man to wrap his arm around me when other guys looked my way, to repost all my Instagram photos on his story and say, "My girl." But it was never in a controlling way. It was more like a, he was proud I was his girl kind of way. He'd joke about fighting anyone who hit on me, flexing his very delicious biceps until I laughed. It was sweet. But 3 months ago, everything shifted. I wish he just cheated, or had a secret baby mama. But the truth was one of those stories that you don't think could happen to you until it does. It started at his company's holiday party. His VP kept refilling my wine glass, standing too close, touching my shoulder when he laughed. Usually Marcus would have steered me away, or made some excuse for us to leave. Instead, he disappeared to the bathroom for 20 minutes, leaving me trapped in conversation. "Your boyfriend's lucky," the VP said, sliding his business card into my hand. "Call me if you ever want to discuss opportunities." His eyes then dragged from the top to the bottom of my dress. I shuddered. The audacity. And when I showed Marcus the card later, I expected him to be even angrier than me. Instead, he just smiled. "Richard's a good guy. Lots of connections." Like what? Anyway, I figured that maybe my spidey senses were off and I had misinterpreted the entire interaction. But things only got worse. Marcus started buying me expensive dresses, bodycon, low cut, things I didn't even want to wear. "You're too gorgeous to dress like a librarian," he'd say. When I protested, he'd get this hurt look. "I just want to spoil you. Is that so wrong?" He began insisting we go to upscale bars, the kind where men in suits bought $30 cocktails. He'd point out my admirers with this weird excitement. "That guy's been staring at you all night. Bet he's a CEO or something." The possessiveness I once knew evaporated. When men approached me, Marcus would suddenly need to take a call or use the restroom. He'd return asking for details. Ask things like, "What did they say?" or "Did they seem interested?" And one thing about me is that I hate confrontation, so it took me weeks to even consider bringing it up. But then he started taking photos of me constantly. Not cute couple selfies, just me. "The lighting's perfect," he'd say, directing me to pose. The requests got stranger. "Arch your back more. Let the strap fall off your shoulder. Give me that mysterious smile." That's when I snapped. "What the F is going on, Marcus? Why are you acting like this?" "Like what?" he asked, his voice dripping with fake innocence. "I'm just not threatened by other men anymore. Isn't that healthier?" I asked him if he was thinking of leaving me, and his face turned pale, in a way no one could fake. "No, baby. I love you." He immediately came rushing over to me, cradling me in his arms. "Please don't ask that again." By this point, his voice had turned all sad, so I just nodded. But the next day, I woke up to a text on Instagram. I recognized the username instantly, because it was one I had stalked dozens of times before. It was Marcus's ex-girlfriend, Liliana. The text read, "Hey, I'm so sorry to bother you, but are you still dating Marcus O'Brien?" I responded, "Yes," instantly. I immediately saw her begin to type. She sent me a link to a sugar baby website. "He's doing the same thing to you as he did to me," she said. When I clicked on it, my heart dropped. The link was filled with photos of me, some from my Instagram, some from the ones Marcus took but never posted. All the men I had met who were flirting with me weren't a coincidence. They were previews of me that Marcus had set up, and he was waiting to give me away